Three wooden ships pierce Virginia's coastline on a spring morning in 1607. 104 Englishmen step onto foreign soil, hungry for gold and glory. They don't know this land will devour them. I am Captain John Smith, imprisoned aboard ship for mutiny accusations, now freed. I watch gentlemen unload supplies, men who've never worked, soldiers without provisions, dreamers lacking skills. I see our doom already. You're standing where they stood. Mosquito-infested marshland stretches endlessly. Brackish water unfit for drinking. Dense forest hiding threats. This isn't paradise promised in London taverns. This is a death trap they'll call Jamestown. George Percy writes tonight. A gentleman's journal reveals confusion masked as confidence. He describes abundant fish and fertile soil. What he omits, they've planted nothing, caught nothing, built nothing substantial yet. The Powhatan people watch from forest shadows. 30 tribes united under one chief observe these strange, pale newcomers. They've seen Europeans before, failed Spanish missions, murdered explorers. Should they attack now or watch fools collapse? President Edward Wingfield orders triangular fort construction, palisades of sharpened logs driven deep. Inside, crude canvas shelters. Outside, a civilization thriving for millennia watches with calculating patience. Two worlds collide slowly, deliberately, dangerously here. London investors promised gold mines, passage to China, profitable trade, easy wealth. Reality delivers disease-carrying insects, contaminated water, hostile territory, vanishing food. The gap between fantasy and survival grows with each May Day. We must plant crops immediately, Smith insists. Wingfield dismisses him. We're here for gold, not farming like peasants. This single decision, this pride, this delusion, will condemn dozens to horrific deaths before summer's end. I am James Red, a laborer. My hands blister, then bleed hammering posts. I came seeking adventure, perhaps land someday. Instead, I build walls feeling more like prison than protection. Something is terribly wrong here. Ships' captains prepare for England. They'll carry letters full of optimistic lies, requests for supplies, descriptions of abundant resources. Truth stays behind. Men already starving, already dying, already losing this desperate gamble completely. Feel it in the humid air. Impending catastrophes wait. Every decision compounds previous mistakes. No crops planted, no fishing nets deployed, no diplomacy established. Just desperate men digging for non-existent gold and poisoned earth. May gives way to June. Heat intensifies brutally. Wingfield rations dwindling food. Each man receives 1 cup of wheat barley porridge daily. Not enough. Bodies weaken, minds fracture. The colony's foundation crumbles before properly forming here. Gentleman George Kendall collapses during construction, first to die from dysentery. They bury him quickly, without ceremony. His death should trigger alarms, emergency measures. Instead, the council continues hunting for imaginary gold deposits nearby. Smith ventures beyond walls, trading copper with Powhatan villagers for corn. He returns with baskets of maize, beans, deer meat. Temporary relief. The council resents him for succeeding where they have failed miserably and repeatedly. This is how colonies collapse, not through dramatic battles or natural disasters, but through ignorance, pride, systematic poor choices. Jamestown teeters on extinction's edge. The real nightmare hasn't begun yet. Summer approaches. June brings death in earnest waves. Men collapse while standing guard. Dysentery, malaria, typhoid, diseases without names ravage the fort. Brackish water they drink poisons slowly. Bodies pile faster than graves can be properly dug. I am Thomas Studley, keeper of the death count. I scratch names into ledger with trembling hands. Each day adds more entries. The list grows from novelty to horror to routine. When will someone else write mine? Desperation breeds cooperation. It doesn't. Wingfield hoards supplies personally. Theft accusations fly between starving men. Some plot mutiny, others prey uselessly. The fort transforms from hopeful settlement into paranoid prison of mutual suspicion and rage. Smith leads expeditions upriver, discovering Powhatan villages with abundant food stores. Chiefs offer trade, corn for copper, beans for tools. He realizes bitter truth. Salvation surrounds them, but requires humility, respect. Things gentlemen refuse. Carpenter William Rods steals bread from communal storage. Caught, tried, sentenced to death. The execution serves as warning. Think about this. They're killing colonists to prevent stealing food that would keep colonists alive. Madness. July heat intensifies everything. Thirst, hunger, desperation, death's presence. Men drink directly from river despite orders. Their bodies reject contaminated water violently. Some die within hours. Others linger for days, praying for mercy never arriving. Chief Powhatan sends messengers offering alliance, regular food trade, peaceful coexistence. The council debates endlessly. Some see opportunity, others see weakness, potential submission. Pride again trumps survival. They reject his terms, demanding unearned respect. Smith writes in his journal, "Our men were destroyed with cruel diseases, but for the most part, they died of mere famine." Notice what he admits. They're dying not from war, but from complete failure to prepare. George Percy takes command when Wingfield falls ill. He immediately changes policy drastically. Every man must work, gentlemen included, no exceptions for nobility. Food is earned through labor. This revolutionary idea saves some lives. Some. You're watching evolution accelerated. Natural selection favors adaptability ruthlessly. Those learning to fish, hunt, trade with natives, they survive. Those clinging to English class, distinctions refusing manual labor, they perish quickly. Wilderness doesn't respect pedigree. August arrives with peculiar twist. A ship from England appears carrying unexpected supplies, but also more gentlemen, more mouths, more dreamers seeking gold. Relief is temporary. New arrivals quickly realize they've entered purgatory, not paradise. Smith confronts the council directly now. Abandon gold hunting, focus entirely on food production. Trade with natives, plant crops, or we all die here. Simple truth delivered bluntly. Some listen finally, others plot his removal. I am Samuel Collier, 13 years old, page to Smith. I watch adults make terrible decisions daily. Children see clearly what pride blinds men to. Will I live to adulthood? I'm planning my own survival separately now. September brings slight relief temporarily. Cooler temperatures reduce disease spread. Some men recover strength gradually. Fish runs improve. Corn from native trade lasts longer in cooler weather. They're not thriving, but dying slows. Victory here? Powhatan's daughter Pocahontas visits the fort. She's 11, curious, diplomatic beyond her years. She brings gifts, observes struggling colonists, returns to report. Through her eyes, we see how pathetic these invaders must appear, starving despite surrounding abundance. Smith captures the essence perfectly. Though there be fish in the sea, fowls in the air, and beasts in the woods, their bounds are so large, they so wild, we so weak, so ignorant, we cannot much trouble them. Colonial mythology celebrates brave pioneers conquering wilderness. Face reality. Incompetent amateurs starving amid plenty because they refused learning, adapting, or respecting those who already mastered this environment. Jamestown survives despite itself, not because of planning. October sees political upheaval dramatically. Wingfield is deposed, tried for hoarding food supplies. John Ratcliffe becomes president. The cycle continues. New leader, same problems. Changing commanders doesn't solve fundamental issues of preparation, planning, prideful foolishness that doomed them. Gentleman John Martin finally picks up farming tools. His hands have never held a hoe before today. He plants corn seeds the way Powhatan farmers showed them. Each kernel represents surrender of English superiority, acceptance of American necessity. November arrives coldly. Of original 104 colonists, fewer than 40 survive. That's a 60% death rate in 6 months. No war killed them, no natural disaster, just spectacular unpreparedness meeting harsh reality. London doesn't know yet. We survivors feel traumatized, guilty, confused. Why did I live when stronger men died? Random chance? Small decisions, genetic disease resistance, none of it fair or logical. Survival leaves scars deeper than starvation ever cut into flesh. Smith ventures deep into Powhatan territory for extended trade negotiations. Captured, brought before the great chief. According to legend, Pocahontas saves his life. According to reality, it's probably staged adoption ceremony. Either way, everything changes. Trade improves. Winter arrives with surprising mildness. Food supplies stabilize through regular native trade. More colonists arrive from England, bringing fresh supplies, but also renewed gold fever. The cycle threatens repeating. Will they learn from near extinction or repeat mistakes? Polish craftsman Zbigniew teaches colonists producing useful goods: glass, pitch, soap. These items trade well with natives. Finally, productivity over fantasy. Finally, creating value rather than extracting imaginary wealth. Progress happens when practical skills replace delusion completely. Smith establishes new rule: he that will not work shall not eat. Revolutionary for English society where gentlemen never labored. Essential for survival here. Work or starve. Simple, brutal, effective. Class distinctions dissolve facing hunger's absolute democracy. By spring 1608, Jamestown still stands, not thriving, not comfortable, but standing, crops planted, trade established, death slowing. The colony has learned basic survival, though at horrific cost. Dozens died teaching these lessons. Their graves fertilize Virginia soil. Visit Jamestown today. Archaeological digs reveal desperate times. Bones with butcher marks, evidence of eating dogs, cats, rats, even shoes. Physical records confirm written accounts. These weren't brave pioneers. They were desperate people learning survival through catastrophic failures. Yet they persisted stubbornly. Why? Some sought wealth. Others couldn't afford return passage. Some believed in England's colonial destiny. Many simply had nowhere else to go. Persistence isn't always noble. Sometimes it's just absence of better options. New supply ships arrive regularly now. Virginia Company sends more colonists, more supplies, clearer instructions. They're learning too, slowly, expensively. Each shipment reflects lessons purchased with colonists' lives. Progress built on graves. Empire constructed from calculated losses and painful adaptation. Smith writes detailed reports to London investors. He doesn't sugarcoat reality anymore. He describes starvation, death, near collapse. He demands practical colonists, farmers, craftsmen, laborers. No more gentlemen seeking gold. His honesty costs him political support, but saves lives. I am Robert Tyndall, a cooper. I came seeking adventure. I found death, disease, desperation. Yet I've learned more practical skills than any English apprenticeship taught. I can fish, hunt, farm, trade, survive. Education bought with trauma. Powhatan Confederacy watches Jamestown's transformation warily. These foreigners are adapting, surviving, multiplying. What seemed temporary intrusion becomes permanent presence. Future conflicts loom inevitable. For now, profitable trade maintains uneasy peace, but tensions grow beneath surface. Civility. Summer 1609 brings starving time. Worse than first year. Severe drought devastates crops. Trade collapses. Fort besieged. Colonists resort to eating leather, dogs, horses. Some evidence suggests cannibalism occurred. Survival strips away all civilization's pretense completely. George Percy writes, "Nothing was spared to maintain life. We were glad to make shift with vermin as dogs, cats, rats, and mice. Notice passive construction. Nothing was spared." Avoiding explicit admission of what nothing truly meant then. You're seeing absolute bottom of colonial experience, not romantic pioneer narratives, not brave exploration stories. Just humans reduced to animal survival, dignity destroyed by hunger, society collapsed into desperate individuals hoarding scraps, considering unspeakable acts daily. Even this ends eventually. Supply ships arrive. New leadership implements systematic reforms, mandatory farming, organized labor, fair food distribution, military discipline. Slow improvement begins. Jamestown survives its darkest hour not through heroism, but through basic organizational competence finely applied. Survivor William Strachey documents everything meticulously. His accounts provide historical record. He describes not just events but emotions, crushing despair, guilt of survival, transformation from civilized Englishman to desperate animal. His honesty makes history valuable, painful, real. Pocahontas converts to Christianity, takes name Rebecca, marries colonist John Rolfe. She becomes political bridge between cultures. Her story isn't romance, it's diplomacy, strategy, cultural collision. She dies in England at 21, never returning home. Colonization consumes everyone. John Rolfe introduces West Indies tobacco to Virginia soil. It grows magnificently here. Suddenly the colony has its profitable crop. Not gold, not passage to China, but tobacco. Addictive, valuable, easily grown. Economy transforms overnight through agricultural experimentation. Consider the irony carefully. They searched for gold, found death. They rejected farming, nearly starved. Finally accepting agriculture, they discover profitable crop. Salvation came through embracing what they initially scorned. Humility and adaptation saved Jamestown, not pride or persistence. By 1612, Jamestown has transformed completely. Stable government, regular food supplies, profitable tobacco economy, growing population, new towns spreading along James River. The tiny death trap fort becomes foundation of Virginia colony, success built literally on bones. How does history remember this disaster? As triumph, as brave colonization, as foundation of American identity? The suffering gets sanitized, the failures get forgotten, the starvation becomes footnote, mythology replaces reality. That's how empires write histories always. Smith leaves Virginia in 1609 after gunpowder accident. He never returns, but his accounts, maps, leadership during critical early years proved essential. Flawed man, often arrogant, but practical, adaptable, honest about colonial realities. His legacy outlasts his presence. Chief Powhatan dies in 1618. His brother Opachanchano becomes leader. He's watched English expansion for years. In 1622, he leads coordinated attack across Virginia. 347 colonists die in one day. The peace collapses into brutal warfare. The cycle completes itself. Colonists arrived 1607 seeking gold, found starvation, learned survival through native partnerships, achieved stability through agriculture, expanded successfully, then destroyed the peace enabling their survival. Colonization always follows this pattern: cooperation, exploitation, conflict. Jamestown exemplifies it. Stand in Jamestown today. Archaeological sites reveal their suffering. Museums display artifacts. Historical markers explain events. But you can't truly feel the desperation, smell the death, taste the hunger that defined these early years. Here's unexpected truth. Jamestown succeeded not through English superiority, but through forced humility. They survived by abandoning pretensions, accepting native knowledge, adapting to American reality. Their success came from recognizing they didn't have all the answers. Yet, that lesson got forgotten quickly. Within decades, English settlers displaced Powhatan people entirely. The partnership enabling survival became exploitation, then elimination. Jamestown's true legacy isn't survival. It's the template for colonization that destroyed indigenous civilizations across continents systematically. You want a simple moral? There isn't one. Jamestown shows human complexity, courage and cowardice, cooperation and conflict, survival and destruction intertwined inseparably. Heroes and villains blur together. Victims become victors. Success requires compromise, adaptation, sometimes terrible choices haunting generations. May 14, 1607, changed everything forever. 104 men stepped onto Virginia soil. Most died horribly. Some survived, adapted, persevered against impossible odds. From their suffering grew colony, then a nation. History built on bones, watered with blood.